Hey guys, it is Shipwreck Samantha here, and for this video I wanted to show the progress of a digital drawing / painting I did of Loki. Loki is one of my favorite villains of all time, probably, then again, he is my favorite villain of all time, and I really wanted to use him as practice for digital work and just working on more realism things. The end result wasn't exactly realistic, but it was as close as my ability can get to it. So I was really happy with the end result. As you can see here, I just made a basic sketch, the line art, and then I started out with the basic shading. I like to block out shading first. It really helps to define the areas, and then I work on highlights. Next thing I do is start blocking out more areas before I move on to detail. So now I get started on the face and a little more on the helmet with the highlights, and you can kind of see the larger pictures that I put. That was because I zoom in on my drawings as I'm doing it, and it doesn't show that here, but I couldn't see the picture in the top left corner when I was drawing, so I was constantly adding and moving the pictures around for reference. This obviously was a heavily referenced drawing, but this was for practice, like I said, and so it was all about having a better understanding of highlights, shading, realism, and on top of that, I've never drawn guys before, and I'm not that good at it, so I had to do a lot of adjusting on that as well. Now I'm starting on the details on the armor, which felt like it took so long, and for some reason this was just really difficult for me to do. I had to keep on redoing it and retrying and adjusting. Maybe because the armor itself wasn't the exact shape of the original, that it was difficult to fit all the details in the way they were supposed to. It took a while, but I finally got it, and the armor detail was on a separate layer from the armor itself, so I could adjust the shading and the highlights beneath it, which really helped, and then I didn't mess it up at all. After that, I kind of just took a step back from the detailing and started working on other things, darkening shading and working on more details on the helmet. It took a lot of tweaking, and I just had to keep on adding things and just changing things constantly until I finally decided I had something that I liked. I did this over a span of a month, and so I did not do this all in one sitting for sure. I don't even know how many hours it took, but I had to keep on walking away from it and forgetting about it for a while and then coming back to it later. So this was a very long process, but I'm really proud with the end result. I got a little bit of input from my best friend who really helped with the overall face shape. She pointed out that Loki looked a little young in the beginning versions. So what I did was I darkened his skin tone and I widened his jawline, which really helped too. Here I'm just doing the finishing details. I darkened the armor a little bit and made it a little more orangey color because in the beginning it was a little more yellow. I adjusted some of the highlights and I noticed that some of the detail on the armor wasn't quite accurate, so I went ahead and reshaped that. It's a constant change when it comes to drawing. You're constantly tweaking things. And then I wasn't happy with the hair. It wasn't at all realistic, so I made the brush as thin as I could, and I just made tons of strokes and a gradient of colors, then lightly blended all of those together. And that is it. I hope you guys liked this, and I hope you guys liked watching this video and listening to me rant about how I did it. And be sure to comment and tell me what you think, and then subscribe and to see more vlogs, more artwork, and me talking about my adventures and things like that. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.